Well, there's growing concern by the spike in rubbish and waste washing up on Port Elizabeth's wildside beaches, causing damage to sea life. Some marine conservationists say the problem is mostly due to Chokka boats throwing rubbish overboard. Chokka is the South African name for squid, while Lloyd Edwards is the founder of the Baywatch Marine Conservation Project, and he's on the line from Port Elizabeth now. Good afternoon, Lloyd, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
What's the extent and scope of the problem right now, Lloyd? How worried should we be?
Well, you know, it's an ongoing problem. The squid fishery does have closed seasons, and during the closed seasons, our beaches are great. We manage to keep it under control. We've got a whole community of people that collect the litter from the beaches. But once the squid boats start operating, as was the case on the 23rd of November last year, within 2 days we had mounds and mounds of plastic watching us on the beaches all the way from Cape St. Francis to Cape Recife, which is what we call the wild side. That's where the squid are coming to lay their eggs, and that is where the industry is catching them.
Lloyd, you often traverse these waters. What do you see? Where's the waste actually coming from?
Well, it's coming directly from the squid boats. It's the plastics, it's the cool drink bottles, it's the detergent bottles, it's all the unused vegetables, it's the plastic bags, it's bits and pieces of the boats and filters and what have you. And the problem is I think it's lying with the guy that cooks. The cook on the boat is right at the back, and he's not under the watchful eye of the skipper. So whatever he throws into the water behind the boat is not, the crew cannot see him. And that's not to mention the thousands and thousands of tins that are thrown overboard that they don't wash up on the beaches, but they probably stay in amongst the squid eggs. And I can't see that being very good for the ecosystem.
Lloyd, you've written an open letter to the South African Marine Safety Authority, SABC. What's been their response so far?
Well, they initially, when I wrote the letter, they were very concerned about it, and I immediately had an email from them. And in fact, yesterday I had a letter from the officer responsible for fisheries, Mr. Selwyn Bailey, and he said that he's taken up the issue with the squid industry. They've been made to have to relook at the regulations governing the garbage into the sea, and he's going to be also educating the skippers as well as some of the crew, because you know it's all legislated against. They've got a garbage register, and the skipper and the crew have to fill in exactly what goes onto the boat. They get a shopping list, and when it is offloaded in the port, then it is checked against that list, and if there's non-compliance, then obviously those guys have to be taken to task. You know, in Australia, apparently I was speaking to some of the guys there, just one boat comes back with something missing. There are huge fines, and they're looking after their whole barrier reef. They've got a huge tourism industry, and we're just not doing the same here.
Thank you. That was Lloyd Edwards. He's the founder of the Baywatch Marine Conservation Project, on the line to us from Port Elizabeth. Of course, the South African Marine Safety Authority was not available for comment when SABC News tried to reach them, but in a statement say they are investigating allegations of pollution.